It's officially August, which means I've got some new favorite houseplants to share with you guys. The first one I'm probably most excited about because this one I've been on the hunt for ages, like actually years. And it's my Sibu Blue. And I got this one at, I believe it's called Ruiballs, something like that. I don't know, it starts with an R, it's in Texas. It's in like Dallas kind of area. They have multiple locations and they got a big shipment of Sibu in a couple weeks back. So I got the plant and then this cute little pot. And I'm super pleased with it. I might actually take cuttings pretty soon. I know it's not like quite long enough yet to be taking cuttings from, but I just am so excited to fill this pot out. And honestly, it's just about as good as I expected it to be. Like the leaves are gorgeous and I'm really excited about this one to just see it grow and just to see how full it can be. The leaves on it are just so pretty. They're like that blue-green kind of color and they're such an interesting shape as well for pothos. But if you've been considering getting one of these, consider this your sign to actually pull the trigger and go and get it. The next one is one I'm not quite sure why I didn't get it sooner. It's not like I didn't have the opportunity and it's not like I didn't like it ever. It just, I don't know. There's really no explanation for it. And it's my Paelia Pepper, peperomioides, something like that. It's a Chinese money plant, and this is just the tiniest little 2-inch kind of terrarium size plant. But I think maybe what was holding me back from getting one was I'm scared of killing it. I've seen some people that really struggle with it, and then I've seen people with like these massive, almost tree type sized plants of this. But yeah, I guess that was what was holding me back, but I finally found one that was just the tiniest little size so I could just trial it out and see just how it would grow for me. I didn't want to get a big one and then have it die because that's just a bit more of a hit in my personal opinion. But I'm so excited about this one. It's already giving me 2 new leaves and 1 on the way, so I'm super excited about that. And it's the cutest little plant, and I just hope everybody can find one of these because it just, I don't know, I feel like this is a staple plant for like mid-century modern decoration inside and all that sort of stuff, so it has become a bit basic if you care about that at all, but honestly there's a good reason why it became so popular. It's just so cute and so fun, and it grows really quickly too, so I'm super excited about this one. My dream for this plant is to grow it super big and then have it start giving me the little offshoots as well, because this is one of those plants that will give you tons of little baby plants, kind of like snake plants do. And then you can just repot those and then you have a bunch of the same plant kind of all over your house. So I hope that I can keep this one alive long enough to actually start doing that. And if you've seen my last video, then you already know I've gotten this plant, but this is a newer purchase for me, but it is a rafiphora decorciva. And this one obviously isn't even big enough to have any fenestrations yet, but this plant, when it gets really big and mature, it starts kind of getting fenestrations like Monstera deliciosa do. And it's actually got a new leaf on the way right here that's just unraveled in like the past day or so. And I do need to get it a pole or stick or whatever to climb on, because otherwise it's just not gonna get as big as I'd like it to, because this wasn't really meant to trail, and it's just, the leaves, as you can see, are gonna get too big to trail, and then it's probably just gonna topple over, which we do not want. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. It is definitely a new species and stuff that I haven't dealt with before, so I hope that we can keep it happy over here. But I'm just super excited to see what it can turn into and what it can grow as, because if I find a picture of a good looking mature decorciva, I'll put it here, but it has so much potential, and I'm super excited to actually see if it reaches that. And these plants I wouldn't necessarily class as like rare. It's a bit more uncommon, but I feel like there's little spurts throughout the summer and just those sort of months where they come into a lot of different stores around me. And so I've seen it a couple times, but it's definitely more uncommon, I feel. So I hope no matter where you are that you can actually find one. The next one is actually this plant behind me, and it is my Philodendron browmarks. And let me pull it closer to the camera so you can see. It's getting a bit big for my house in general. When I came back from my trip, it essentially grew this entire stalk right here, like from where you see my fingers all the way up. That's like completely new from when I had left it for 3 weeks. And it's just putting out so much new growth, and I hardly know what to do with it because it's growing so much. I mean, on these 2 main stalks up here, it has, I think, 3 new leaves, and then it's got 2 other new leaves on the bottom of the plant. And Actually, scratch that, 4 new leaves. It's actually growing like a weed right now, and I don't know why, because I haven't been doing anything differently, and this is probably the one that I just don't care for as much as I probably should. Like I only water it when I remember, and I don't even check if the soil's dry, so I'm amazed that this is still alive. But it is so cute, and I mean, my favorite leaf is that one closest to the camera right here. This is the first plant that I've gotten that kind of makes my house feel like a proper jungle, like outside of pothos and all that sort of stuff. It does need to be dusted quite regularly because the leaves are getting bigger and they're so just like soft and shiny, so they just pick up a lot of dust. So it definitely does need to be cleaned. But honestly, he's doing so well, and I'm so happy to see him actually growing from like all his different stems that he has. I am on the hunt though for a variegated Philodendron browmarks, which I haven't seen one yet, but if someone posts one for sale, I might just snag that because I love this one so much. I feel like the variegated one would be super pretty as well. And then another plant that actually has done really, really well, and this is like, oh my goodness. It's done really well despite me not really like knowing how to care for it or anything. So just doing basically freestyling how to care for it and everything. And that is my strawberry begonia. And this is not the main plant, obviously. This is just from a couple of the offshoots that it had, because strawberry begonia, you know, it shoots out the little like new sprouts off the side, off like little stems. I don't know exactly what they're called. I know there's a name for it, but I just don't know that yet. But that's what these are from. So I planted these up not too long ago. I mean, it wasn't super recent or anything, but they have just, I mean, grown really well, and they sit on top of my windowsill. It's just such a cute plant. The leaves are all super fuzzy, and I'm just so excited for them to grow bigger too. And yeah, it's just one of those plants that is just consistently growing. And then the main plant as well, I didn't bring it in here because it's getting watered right now. The main plant is doing super well too. I had to chop back a bunch of the leaves and just old growth after I got back from my little trip because it was so dehydrated for so long. And it's bounced back like anything. Like, it's throwing out so many new leaves every single week, and it's got several new shoots as well with like new growth coming in on it. And I just really didn't expect it to be that hardy. I thought if it got too dry it would just tank, because these plants tend to like to sit in wetter soil for longer. So I was just super surprised at it bouncing back that quickly. So that's why it's in my favorites list this month. It's just super hardy, the foliage is so pretty, and I love the growth pattern. It's just so unique, and it's just, yeah, it's great. But those are my 5 favorite plants for August. And like I said, this changes throughout the month, but this is, you know, your little sign in a video to, at the start of the month, go out and find these and then see how they do for you. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I know it was a short one, but thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you later. Take care.